got killed that day was 21-year-old John Savage.
Yes, sir.
That memory and that stayed in my mind all the way till today. Hallelujah. Leaving the 1960s and going into the 70s, the black movement had been the FBI and all these governments, they were trying to render them ineffective, and there was a lot of issues that were going on, and they were trying to make them or cause them to become politically disarmed. Black nation building started declining, and self-promotion was on the rise. And you see it on the streets with the crime, with the pimping, with all this. Everybody became about themselves, no longer about black nation building. Then, new names began to come on the rise. And these were the names that I grew up in and became stars I began to hear about. Randy Washington, Tubby Williams, Jamal Bryant. They began to surface as the new leaders in the black community in Southern California, specifically LA, but we would hear about it. Bones from Black Panther Bloods in Los Angeles said these gentlemen were like mythical gods. He said these names were legendary in LA and basically all Southern California. There was a gentleman, also Bobby Lavender, an original Bishop Blood in Los Angeles, one of the first blood gangs in Los Angeles State. When you take something away from the community will replace it with something. When you took the leadership away in the 60s, the youth replaced it with something. Today we call them Bloods and Crips, bastards of the party. They are the offspring. The Crips, when they came on the scene, they wrote a constitution modeling the Black Panthers. They made the Crip into an acronym, and there's a long talk about that I don't want to get into about what the Crips were created and so on and how they become. But this was a time when it was fully accepted as Crips, and they turned it into an acronym which meant Community Revolutionary Inter-Party Services. And they were trying to submit this to the city of LA to get funding and start and get the support that they needed to do things in the community. But the mayor said to them that if they wanted his support, they would have to change the word revolutionary. And as always, folks are trying to change us in order to do something for us. And so one of the things that I value in the scriptures, and at least what the Bible tells me, is not to take a bribe. And so, with the organization I work with, CAF, we have funding right now. We don't have any, but we've had funding. But a lot of times when you get funding, people try, especially if it's government or if the foundations that are not really for the community, they will try to force you to do things their way versus doing things the way that would empower the community. That's right. And so a lot of times, people and organizations in our community take bribes. Amen. They don't realize they take bribes, but they take bribes. And that's why we needed organizations like the Black Panther Party, because they were self-sustaining. They did it for themselves. They supplied for themselves. They make their own money. But the man told them to change it, so they changed the word revolutionary to reform. The Crips' original intent was to protect their neighborhood, and their moments of inspiration was to be revolutionaries. By the mid-70s, urban factory jobs declined, gangs, drugs, and violence increased. Gangs became the way that everyone could profit. Law enforcement profited, courtrooms profited, lawyers and DAs and prisons and bail systems profited, and community programs and preachers and politicians profited. Gangs became that way. Everyone began to make money off of, quote unquote, what they said, the bastards of the party. When the FBI came after the Black Panthers, they were really after black people. When the police came after gangs, they were really after black people. The police and their unions are still the greatest threat to the black community. Back in the 60s, the police are the ones that went to Sacramento to change the law about carrying guns in public. At the same time, they continue to perpetuate brutality against black people. I was talking with one of the brothers at the church today, and he was saying that And I was like, he told me to call them. I said, yeah, that's right, because, they're the main ones that are trying to keep us from transforming the system. Anytime we want to change laws of oppression, they're the first ones in Sacramento and the city council and everywhere else trying to keep us from changing that. That's right. See what happened to Jamie Wilson and her son being stopped in my community and searched and taken DNA from them, questioned without her being there. And these are the kind of things when you go out and say, if we want to make a law, or if we want you to set an ordinance to where you will not search anyone unless you have written consent from them. Guess who came up against that? The police. They fight against it. So the black community is over police but underserved. That's right. And so a lot of times, you got to always look at things from the perspective of how laws affect us. And sometimes we have to be careful not to get sucked into that. Because even when you talk about gun laws, you take a young man, you criminalize the black community, black and brown, people call you criminalize community. And so now folks are getting arrested, and then when you get in court, one of the big things now is, and it happened with guns, you get caught with a gun, that wasn't yours, and you plead to it. And we let you go right now and put you on probation. But now you got a felony, and now you cannot purchase a gun. But when you don't trust the police, and when your community is being underserved, and when you feel threatened, what can you do to protect yourself? And so if you go get a gun, guess what happens? You're going to jail. And because they over police our community, I heard somebody posted something on Twitter and said, they found a gang member with a gun top in his wheel or somewhere. And so well, how many times are they stopping people out in the other communities, outside of the black community? If you get out there and check their backpacks, check their cars, check their locker room, go in their home, you'll find a lot of illegal stuff, including guns too. That's what happens when you're over police. According to the 21st Century Police Report, when black people are asked how much confidence they have in law enforcement in their community to treat blacks and whites equally, only 30% of blacks said they have a great deal of fair amount of confidence, while whites said they have 72% confidence that black and whites will be treated equally. So whites feel they will be protected, blacks feel that they will not be protected and treated fair. So communities of color view law enforcement as illegitimate. This is especially true to our youth. And I've said before, Jamie, her son, is an example of that. There are inaccurate assumptions about our youth being in gangs because they have friends or family members in the gang, or because they wear certain colors, or where they live. Gang laws are unjustly enforced in communities of color. The Calgary database has a problematic criteria that disproportionately impact people of color by criminalizing them. Because when they document you as a gang, they say that what the Calgary statute said is that they have a reasonable suspicion that you are participating in criminal activity. So they criminalize it that way. So a person that may not even be in a gang, they're documented as a gang, therefore they criminalize. Now when you see them, they say we pat down the car when they really searching them. They'll take you like they took Jamie's son and stripped them and searched them and took DNA and violated his human rights. So criminalizing communities of color, and more specifically black communities, has led to gang documentation, racial profiling, stop and search, zero tolerance broken window policies, over policing communities of color, and low-level drug arrest, the so-called war on drugs, which led to long, very long sentences. Because of the chase, I got a lot of friends in my home with coming home, but a lot of them are still going. I got a friend that's doing 25 to life in prison, because he had got drunk and didn't want to drive his car, so he slept in the car when the police pulled him, because he's in the car, they arrested him and charged him with a DUI, and he got 25 to life in prison. I have another homeboy that got 25 years to life because he ran for the police. And he did about 17 to 18 years